Hello again. Okay, so I got coffee in hand, ready for another two-shoe or more session against the Wizards blackjack sim. And before I kick off, I just want to put something in context here, and that is that since I switched over to the screen recording utility, whatever it's called, app, from I think it's Xbox actually. I've recorded every single session against this simulation, and the bankroll currently is north of $600,000 starting from scratch. And I hope that kind of helps put into context significantly the size that bets will sometimes get to in these sessions. They don't get hugely high very often, but they certainly don't get anywhere near 600,000 or whatever. I mean, that just doesn't happen. But I'm kind of, with tongue-in-cheek, dedicating this particular two-shoe session to Brandon O'Brien, who's the guy who floats all over the world with MSC cruises and plays his games, brief sessions in the various shipboard casinos, which of course have very, very tight table limits, and that there are very few tables. I think there's usually sort of like maybe one blackjack table, one baccarat table, one three-card poker, Texas Hold'em, and there's Spanish 21, which is the classic house trick where they take out all the tens and pretend that it's of benefit to players, when in fact removing the tens from a six-deck shoe is automatically increasing the house edge from about minus 1% max to something like minus 3.5%. So they do you no favors in these shipboard casinos, and I think the right approach is probably not to play in them. I used to play on-board casinos, blackjack on-board casinos. Oh, good God, years ago. I used to take tour line to Amsterdam, and then there was another one that went to Sweden. And I played in their, in their little casinos where, as far as I knew, the rules were fine. But I won just consistently because I've always had a great belief in the wisdom of progressive betting. So long as you don't go completely bonkers. People like to pretend that progressive betting is suicide because you keep on doubling and doubling and doubling and doubling until you either go broke or you win one unit. Well, none of that is fair and accurate. So, it is to a point, of course. This is what happens with the worst lies. There's a little kernel of truth in there somewhere. Oh, that was a little cheeky. Double for the win there. But no, Brandon is the latest of several of these online people to go over to the dark side. Vegas Matt now represents something called FanDuel, which is an online setup in the States, and Brandon is promoting Stake, which seems to be taking a stronghold of online gambling in the States. I don't know what the rules are over there with regard to regulation and making sure that the games are honest and fair. Knowing the United States, there's probably not much. All that has to happen over there is little money has to change hands. Well, actually, a lot of money has to change hands, and then the authorities look the other way. And I'm pretty sure that the same thing happens here, to be honest. But who knows? That's 2-3 third. Oh, okay, so that's a measly 175, but we'll take it. We'll try and double down, but I think these. Oh no, he had it 50, so that's 51 second. And 2-3 third again. Okay, and again we managed to get it. Oh dear, double for the tie. 51, oops, oh I'll leave that. That is rare. That's worth a screenshot. You don't see that kind of thing happen very often. Yeah, so I was a little cheeky there. I overbet slightly, but I'll take it. Bummer. Double for the tie. Sorry, push. 51. Damn you, 4. And again, 2, 3, third. Keeps on happening. 5, 3 minimum. Okay, money down. 5, 3. Oh, clever stuff. 2, 3. Got to double that one. Just squeaked it, didn't we? So that's 1,000 at 6 minutes. That's very slow, but then I was wittering at the beginning, so doesn't count. +1 for the win. 51 second. 2, 3 again. Third. Oh, there's a neat 21 up there. 3, 4, 5. 4, 5. So that's 5, 3 minimum once again. 2, 3. Yeah, where's... Oh, wait a minute. What happened there? Well, we had 1,000. Oh, no, I got it. Okay. I completely cocked up there. Okay, so now it's 2, 3. All right, now we're good. I do definitely go off the rails, and I'm always blaming the fact that I have to natter, but that's just an excuse. Double for the push. Add 1 for the win. Oh dear. I'm going to call that 1, 2, second. All right. Back to the men. Well, we'll give that a go. Okay, add 1 for the win. Very nice, but look at that. 8, 6, 7, 6, 7, 8. Rat bag. Double for the tie. Push. It's about the only time. Up to 7, I'm comfortable. Well, maybe 8, but after 8, 9s and above, I just won't split 8s. Sorry and all. You can kind of see why. But anyway, did we get 1 out of that? Did I double down 1? Jeez, I don't even know. I guess that's a repeater. Okay. Bummer. Double for the loss. Yeah, these guys on YouTube, you know, they present themselves, for a while, they present themselves as being sort of like, hey, I'm just one of you guys, and I'm gambling, so, you know, and I'm putting money at risk so you don't have to. But of course, as the dynamic changes, as the whole relationship changes, as their audiences grow and the money starts coming in from Google, from YouTube, things just get different, you know, and they separate themselves from their audience. And I think Brandon's on his way to doing that now, and he's pitching stake like crazy. And I think these guys would be far better to be on the side of the players, but they don't agree. And I'm sure their business model has been honed, and they know what they're doing. I think we'll call that 1-2. That seemed quick there. All right. Out of trouble. Another split. That's a bitch, isn't it? That's going to be 1-2, I think. Second. 3-4, third. 7-4 minimum. Hey. I think we're on 8-4 now. 8-4 it is. Money on the table. 4-5. Money, 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 money. Oh, 2 flukes. But his fluke was bigger than mine. 4, 5, 9, 10, second. Okay. 2,000 at 12 minutes. That's pretty piss poor, actually, but better than 2,000 down. +1 for the win. +1 for the squeaky win. +1 for the win. That's as high as we go, is this one here. Okay, we repeat that one. Bugger! So that's 3-4 is the next one, second. And we're at the last hand, and there's going to be a shuffle, right? We don't care. So we're just going to bet the 3-4 second without any concern for the shuffle and all the rest of it, because it's completely meaningless. It has nothing to do with patterns. So 3-4 second. Oh dear. 7-8 third. All right, we're out. 7-8. The other 7-8 has taken us out, so we're back to the minimum. That's 1-2 third. Well timed. Okay, minimum. I would have been ashamed to lose that one after a lovely dealer's catch like that. Excuse me while I swig my cold coffee. Where am I? Add 1 for the win. Nice one up there. 51, second. 2-3, third. That worked. It's funny how often the third does work out too. Oh, bloody hell. That's a double. That's a hit. That's a hit. Okay, how did we do there? We lost the double. We won that one. We lost that one. So that's -2. So we're at 1-2. Second. 3-4. Third. Oh boy. Well, that worked out well, didn't it? Back to the min. Yeah, I don't know about the business model for these guys on YouTube. I do know that my audience is oh, it's piddling compared to the mad gamblers. But I always said that there's only one gambler in 1,000, if that, gives a shit about the realities of games of chance. And so if you take my average views of, I think the latest one has got to 30 views, because it's a little core of people. I think I've got maybe 120 subscribers now. Well, it's not even 1 in 1,000, is it? Compared to Mr. Handpay and Brian Christopher and even Brandon, Matt Vegas. Last time I looked, I'm not sure. I think that Mr. Handpay was at about 520,000. Brian Christopher was 670,000, I think, and Vegas Matt is about 490,000. So, of course, they're mostly the same people. I mean, there's no doubt about that. There are people who, once they find a slot channel they like, they'll subscribe to that, and then they'll find another one, and they'll subscribe to that one as well, and then to a third, and to a fourth, to a fifth, and all the rest. So it's basically the same audience sticking with each one. What was that? That's a repeat, I think. 51, second. Oh, very nice up there. 2-3, third. Again. Very good. It's nice to win on that third one, But the whole thing about lining up with casinos and being a shill, that would really turn my stomach. I couldn't do that. Honestly, could not do that. Because I'm not anti-gambling, but I'm anti-casinos, if that makes any sense. Makes sense to me. Because Nevada, for instance, it's just owned by the casinos. There's just no doubt about it. So there's no protection for. That's got to be 2-3, hasn't it? All right, out of trouble there. Back to the min. Double for the loss. One, two, third. Just right. So we made our 4,000. Took us a long time, but we're getting there. We make money steadily. It's just the math. It's that simple. The maths, as us English people say, because it's not mathematic, it's mathematics. So that's why we say maths, because it's a plural. But Americans don't go along with that sort of logic. They don't do logic. Any country that can make Donald Trump important is a right fucked up country. That's the fact. I think we're on 1-2 again. Third. Oh, nicely done. See, I say something nasty about Donald Trump. I don't think it's possible to say anything nice about him, but you say something nasty about Donald Trump and you get a 21. That makes sense to me. Back to the men. Cheeky. It's nice to beat the house by one, though, isn't it? What a coincidence. Add another one for another win. Oh boy. Suddenly we're getting dealer's catches. That I meant to stand on that, I promise you. And it would have bust him if I had. So I'm just going, well, it was my screw up, but I'll, okay, so that's 3-4, third. I just thought something nasty about Donald Trump then, and I got the 21. So, you know, it's really powerful, this. Maybe we can put this to work. Maybe I should suggest it to Brandon O'Brien. Think shit about Donald Trump and you will win. Yeah, there's absolutely nothing redeeming about that guy. Nothing. And I'm not talking about Brandon. Double for the loss. Repeat. Back to the men. Yeah, this is a pretty soft pair of shoes, really. Pair of shoes. Double for the loss. Maybe. Nope. Double for the tie. Push. That was a good one. I like that. Is that, that's a repeat, isn't it? Okay, back to the men. Yeah, with any luck we'll come out with 5 grand, which is not too shabby. But I'm trying to persuade Brandon that he needs to get his shit together. But I'm not sure that's going to happen. Now I've seen him go over to the dark side, I'm losing interest. One of those terrible sort of nearly sneezes that drive you nuts. Oh God. Sorry. Ugh. As my wife always used to say to me, why do you have to shout when you sneeze? Well, it's not really. Oh dear, oh dear. That's a repeat. Oh, look at that. I'm really getting dealer's catches, aren't I? Crazy, really. Okay, back to the men. +1 for the win. +1 for the win. Yeah, I think this is pro me, this. No. I should not have said that. Okay, that's a 2-3 now. 2-3 second. Shoulda, shouldn't I? What did I? I'm not sure which I would have got there. 2-3 second, 5-6 third. We're running out of cards too. Oh boy. All right, so we're going to have to sort of work a bit at the end of this session. 5-6, so that's 17, 18 third. That's tough. get a lovely fluky 20 like that, and what happens, the dealer's got it too. Okay, 17, 18 it is. Oh! So that's going to be 3.5, 2, but we're going to the minimum, and now at the minimum better be 100. So 3.5, 2. It's getting like that, is it? Okay. Okay, 3.5, 2 it is. 5.5, 4. Don't like this much. Oh, but it would have given him 18 anyway. 5.5, 4, 9.5, 10. I haven't had to go to 10,000 for quite a while. Is the third. 9.5, 10 is the third. Oh, look at that. On the last hand, can you believe it? My goodness. Okay. So that sequence ended rather better than I expected. But you know, I mean, people are constantly saying things like, "Oh, well, you just got lucky. No, that was just a pure fluke. No, you can't rely on things." But you know, I mean, I've got bloody hours and hours and hours of these things now. You know, I mean, just too many for me to even process anymore, to transcribe them over to Excel. It's because each one takes an hour. You know, I mean, like we're looking at what, 26 minutes here. Well, it takes me an hour to you know, it's double time because it takes so long. You know, the process is drawn out, and I have to include the count and stuff like that. But I mean, looking at the count up there, the true count was 6, and I caught the natural. Which, you know, I deserved it, damn it. I went all the way to 10,000. So what were we talking about there? We're talking 20,000 was the max exposure, and we won 10,375. So that's a pretty good return on risk, wouldn't you say? I certainly would. Anyway, this is a long one at 30 minutes, so I apologise for that. I love a good finale, and that was just about as good as they get. 10 grand and a natural. Only fair, let's face it. Anyway, catch you next time. Hello again. Yeah, so today's sessions, both blackjack and baccarat, are dedicated with tongue-in-cheek to those shills on YouTube who play very badly and promote the whole idea of losing being fun. I just watched the opening few seconds of the latest video put up by a lady who calls her channel Perfect Pair, and she plays blackjack like a perfect prat. Very, very first hand out of the box. She doubled 4-4 against a 2. She didn't split it, she doubled it, caught a 3, which was, you know, sort of fine, because the dealer eventually bust. The other 2 hands, she played 3 hands, the other 2 hands were 20s. If she'd played that hand correctly, she would have ended up with less money, but a sure win, because she'd have had 21 on that 4-4 hand, 2 20s, and the dealer would have had 17. So, you know, she got away with it that time. But I said to her in a comment on the channel, I said, you know, you're like a driver who keeps overtaking on blind bends. He keeps getting away with it, and then one day, boom, he crashes and burns. +1 for the win. But no, it's just awful play, and they're just promoting the idea that losing is a riot. It's wonderful. Crazy shit. Keep adding 1, and when you win, oh dear. So we'll rebet that one, and now we're back to the min. Yeah, if you're betting a winning streak and it breaks, repeat the bet. Don't double it. Repeat the bet. If you lose it, then go after both the lost bets. So like there, if I lost 100. If I'd lost the second 100, then the next bet would be 300. But I recovered the lost 100, so then I fell back to the minimum. So that's the story. Anyway, let's see what happens next. Double for the loss. Repeat. 51 second. Repeat. Now back to the minimum. Yeah, it is funny the number of people that I get sort of saying, well, they have the opportunity to watch these videos, but they can't be bothered, you know. So then it's sort of like, well, how does your system work? How do you play it? And I said, oh, it's tricky. Okay, double for the loss. Repeat. And minimum again. Minimum again. Double for the loss. Double again for the tie. Oh boy. Double again for the tie. Okay, so that's now 3, 4, third. 1, 2, 3, 4. 7, 4, minimum. Money on the table, 7, 4. 3, 4. 3, 4 is good. 7, 8. Second. Yeah, all we're going for is short bursts. We just need 2 wins in a row. If we're at, you know, if we're at the lowest bet, if we're at the minimum, then we're going to need at least 2 wins to turn around after a win trigger, because the win trigger will be at the minimum, and then we go to the max. And sometimes it'll take 3, but mostly we can turn around in 2 or 1, and that's what it's all about. What did we do there? We turned around, got our money. So double for the loss. 1, 2, third. Back to the minimum. But you know, I can keep doing this forever, and there are people out there who just can't be bothered, and it's their right. You know, I don't have a problem. I'm not going to say they're idiots, even if they are. 51 second. 2, 3 third, and we're out. See, that was a 1-win turnaround. +1 for the win. +1 more. +1 more. And so we're just going to repeat that. And now we're at 2, 3 third. And there it is. And that was another 1-win turnaround. And you know, that's what you see most of the time. Will the casinos allow this? Do the casinos allow this? Well, they don't have any choice, because if you get turned away at one place, you just go to the next. You'll always find somebody who wants to win your money. What the hell was that? There was 25 lost, so double for the loss. 1, 2 third bet. 3, 2 minimum. 3, 2 it is. 5, 4 second. 9, 10. We might be thinking about running away from this one. We're just behind. Well, let's see what happens. Well, we don't have to run away, so there we go. That's nice, isn't it? So back to the min. But you know, this is what people just, if they'd only just get in the right mindset here, and instead of thinking in terms of whole shoes and shuffles and cuts and burns and wind direction and oh, I don't know, whatever, drafts and farts and burps and whatever, just think about the patterns. Look at the patterns on these sessions that I record on this platform, because I think it's perfect for for the message that I'm trying to get across. Obviously, I'm trying to win, but I'm also trying to get across the message that you do not have to lose. However, you will not win without a very large bankroll. And I'm trying to say to people, don't even try, because your money is in the toilet. If you can't afford to win, you won't. It's that simple, you know? And, you know, my big beef with the thing that's going now is that so many people who lose money at gambling don't even gamble. They never get to place a bet. It's the wives and children, the dependents, the creditors, you know, I mean, it's just incredible. And I remember years and years ago, I used to fly from LA, from Burbank. It's now Bob Hope, I think the airport there is called, and he's a guy I spent a lot of time with too. But anyway, Bob Hope Airport. He had to die before they did that. I think. But anyway, I met this guy. He was from Canada, and his business. He had some sort of party business or something, I think, in Toronto, one of the big cities. And he had creditors of, you know, his business went bankrupt, and he owed, I don't know, tens of thousands of money to creditors. And he won a $250,000 jackpot at the Hilton. So I said, oh, well, that's good news for your creditors. And he says, why? So like that. And I said, well, you know, because obviously now you can pay them back. And he said, fuck them. You know, and well, lots of people would applaud that. They'd say, hey, you know, I mean, when you're in business, you take a risk, you blah blah blah. But no, this guy had a gambling habit. There's no doubt about it, and so that his business had gone belly up because all of his money had gone into gambling. Anyway, enough of that. I do talk too much. I know that. I could edit it out, but hey. I'm working hard to get a message across here, so I'm not doing it. 51 second. Repeat that. Okay, back to the min. Always back to the minimum. I've been trying to explain to Brandon O'Brien, one of the shills on YouTube, that you know, you've got to just go back to the minimum. You've got to play each of these sequences is a skirmish. It's a little battle against the house, and when you win, you start another one, which means you go back to the minimum bet. What was that? 25 loss, so double for the loss, double for the tie, and that's good enough. So back to the minimum, double for the tie. Add one for the win. We'll call that 1-2. It's not a long enough winning streak otherwise. 1-2, 3-4 third, 7-4 minimum. And now it's big money down, 7-4, 11-8. Oh, get on there again. 19-20. Should I run away? Well, don't have to, do I? One win turnaround. But you know, I mean, lots of people say, well, that's just too much money. That's the only way you win. The casino wins because they have more money than you do. So they can wait you out. Sort of like bloody Putin and Ukraine. He's just waiting for Ukraine to run out of money. I don't think that's going to happen now, because the United States has just finally agreed to let through how was it, another 60 billion or something like that. Should be just about enough. Well, all Putin has to do is dig into his own bloody back pocket, and he could blow Ukraine away. He's got at least 250 billion stashed away, the fucking thief. Anyway, double for the loss. and repeat. Yeah, I love it. He says, all I have is an apartment in St. Petersburg and a few clothes. You know, he's sort of like, oh, you fucking Jesus Christ. Oh dear, what's that? That's like 2, 3, is it? Oh no, I've lost track. Yeah, I think I cheated there. I just got carried away. I started talking about Ukraine and Trump and Putin, and Trump and Putin are, you know, they're almost an anagram of each other. There's a PUT in each one of them. Come on. Double for the loss. Double for the tie. That's good enough. Back to the minimum. Add 1 for the win. Uh-oh. Well, all right. Better call that 1, 2, I think. I'm right down towards the nubbins here. Okay, good enough. You know, but a random bettor couldn't do this. I mean, look at this. We've won 33 and lost 34, and we've got a shoe balance of 2,175. And yes, that included a win of 2,000. That's irrelevant. You know, what we're concerned about is, okay, we've got wins of 6,925 divided by 33 versus losses of 4,750 divided by 34. It's just simple arithmetic, you know. I mean, come on. Jesus. You know, and I do get a bit sort of frustrated sometimes, but I do recognise that people have the right to be stupid with their money if they want to be, so long as it's their money, so long as they're not stealing from their family, their college, you know, their kids' college fund, the mortgage, the groceries, the rent, the car payments, the whatever. You know, and a lot of these people in Las Vegas, you know, and they're encouraged to do it. ATMs by the score in a big casino, certainly close to the cashier's cage. You know, I mean, it's just, and people being encouraged to cash their paychecks, and they get a bonus for doing that. You know, oh, bring us your paycheck and we'll give you a little bit of extra money. You know, I mean, God, free booze, come on. All right, double for the loss. I think it's the olive oil I had on a teaspoon, on a dessert spoon this morning. It's oiled me up. I'm talking even more than usual. Okay, so 225 profit on that shoe, dedicated to your Brandon O'Briens and your Matt Morrows and your Jason Bolkes and the other shills. You know, but that's 2,225, and I won exactly as many as I lost. So, you know, a random bettor could not do that. Simple arithmetic is not possible. If I'd been betting 10,000 around, I won 34, I lost 34, so fixed betting doesn't work either, does it? Random betting doesn't work, fixed or flat betting doesn't work. You know, only progressive betting can get you this kind of result, and I believe that my particular version, my particular take on progressive betting is way more powerful than a martingale or any of those other things, because you basically protect yourself against protracted losing streaks. Anyway, did I save the shoe? No, I didn't get there yet. So save the shoe, and let's have a look at the final numbers for this one. You know, I mean, I love everything about this platform because it just gives you so much information. And I've got these bead plates up here, which I use when I get over to. I mean, look at this. Look at this. There's information on each. Oh, God, wow. It's brilliant. And I keep telling the creators, but they won't reveal themselves. I don't know who they are. I don't know where they get their shoes. I mean, obviously the shoes are pre-played, but that's not a problem. I think maybe they get them from BNB. I don't know. That's something else which is really great on the YouTube channel. BNB, they put up 500 random shoes, and you get all these jerks who keep saying, "Well, that's not real play. They're random shoes. They are carefully done. They're immaculately, completely accurate. They are just so precise. And you can see every single card, and if you want to, you can go through the cards to make sure that there's no unfair duplication or inaccurate duplication, and they're perfect. But gamblers gamble to lose. Simple as that. Number 645. Okay, yes, I'm really talking way too much today. But hey, it's my channel, I can do whatever I want. 6975 divided by 34. It's not a big victory here, but it's plus 2,225, so that should tell you something. Alexa, 6,975 divided by 34.
6,975 divided by 34 is approximately 205.1471.
Alexa, 4,750 divided by 34.
4,750 divided by 34 is approximately 139.7059.
Alexa, 205 divided by 140.
205 divided by 140 is approximately 1.4643.
146%. Yeah, I could have got the percentage there, of course, since it was an equal number of wins and losses just by dividing 6975 by 4750. But for my purposes, I want the bet values, not the entire win, but the individual wins. So that's what that's about. Yeah, this daunting task ahead of me is to replay all of these skip drops with hops, because I do like the hop very much, but I dislike commission hugely, and at least by backing player all the time I don't have to get caught up with that crap where every so often I have to recover the commission by making a bet. A big bet that can then lead me into trouble. So, you know, this is part of what the thinking is here. So even though I'm a bit high at 19 minutes because of all my twittering, I'm going to play another shoe. I mean, Brandon, for instance, puts up 5-hour sessions sometimes. He calls them marathons. And boy, he plays badly sometimes. But nothing like that pretty pair or perfect poodle or whatever she is. Jesus. Alright, minimum on player as usual, and off we go. Double for the loss. But it's not plain sailing all the way by any means. You know, it just isn't. That's why you need the bankroll. But you know, you don't protect the bankroll. You use the bankroll to protect yourself.
This is a reminder. Drink water.
Oh, okay then. Alexa, stop. Glug glug. Don't forget your second cup of coffee, darling. She's always got something to say, hasn't she? So that's 3-2 minimum. Obviously we don't bother with doubles when we're at the minimum. Look at the money we're saving. 3-2 it is. 5-4. 5-6 after the tie, and we're out. But I don't like that because it's only 100, so I'm going to bet another 100 now. 1-2. Oh dear, mistake. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we are. Okay, so we came out okay in the end. Back to the min. Think little wobbles like that are entirely, you know, within the bounds, because what you have to do is, you know, if you do go off the rails a bit like that, just make sure you've got your down and your out fixed in your mind, and then get back on the rails and get your head down, stick to the rules until you turn around, then go back to the minimum, and you always go back to the minimum when you've done that. Okay, double after a loss, repeat, 51 second, double it, 52, 3/4 third, there we go, not huge but something. Double after the loss, 1/2 third bet, back to the min. You'll see lots of one-win turnarounds. Sometimes it takes 2, very rarely it takes 3. Okay, double after the loss, repeat, 51 second, repeat, 1/2 second, 3/4 third, and we're out. One-win turnaround. Yeah, I'm particularly kind of pissed off, I must admit, at the Perfect Pair lady, because she plays very, very badly. And she's got an audience big enough to be hurt by what she does. I mean, she just... And this betting multiple hands thing, it's so stupid. And as I've said on many of these videos in the past, I knew a guy in the, you know, where I lived in Nevada, who just went bankrupt. He had a great business, beautiful house, kids going to private schools, lovely car, blah, 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 lost it all. And he was a multi-hand bettor. And he, you know, he would put his business in the hands of his assistant. And, what was that? Why did I do that? Oh, yeah, it was 2-3. No, I shouldn't have done that. That was a naughty one. Back to the minimum. Sorry. Too much chattering. Double after the loss. 1/2 third. Well, that's already a turnaround, so we don't do anything with that. 3/2 minimum. Saving money again. Saving money. Don't ever bother with doubling when you're on the minimum. Okay, 3/2 it is. Money out. 1/2. 3/4. 7/8 third. Oi. There we go. Creeping up. And where are we? 16 wins and 26 losses. God, I hadn't even looked over there. I've been so busy nattering that I didn't look over there to see where we were at. Bloody hell, that's horrible. We're getting murdered here. But we should pick up... And look at these great long banker losing streaks here. But we come through them because that's pattern betting, for goodness sake. Back to the minimum. $51. 2, 3, third. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Didn't make much that time. Double for the loss. 1, 2. That's already a turnaround, so we don't do anything with that. 3/2 minimum yet again. Now we put the money out. 3, 2, 5, 4, 1, 2. There we go. Still 21 to 32. You know, I mean, I just don't understand how anybody can argue with this. You know, but they do it all the time. It's just bizarre. Okay, we're on a mini streak here, so we'll just keep adding one and add one more here. And we'll chase that one. And now it's 2, 3, third. 1, 2, 3. And we're out of that. I think this is going to be, well, there's no point in me saying what I think it's going to be, because I don't know what it's going to be. Contrary to what some people suggest, I do not know what's coming in advance. These are not replays for me. These are brand new shoes. I mean, replays are, you know, this is another great thing about the platform, because, you know, I can't cheat, because it tells me when I'm replaying a shoe, and it shows up at the top. You know, it says replay. There's a whole thing up there. As I'm pointing at it with my finger here, like a moron. It's here. There you go. There's information up there. And what the hell does it say? Saturday 20th of April. So it tells you when it's brand new, and when it's a replay, it tells you up there that it's a replay. So you cannot cheat with this thing. 25-1. So we add one there, and add one more. 1, 2, 3. We'll just repeat that one, and now it becomes 2, 3, third. 1, 2, 3, and there it is. I mean, in spite of the fact that we're 8 bets behind, 28-1, 36 lost, we've got nearly $2,000 again in the tank. Off we go with a new skirmish. Double for the loss. Repeat. And that's our lot. So we're not going to bother to roll that over. I'll just snap this, go into the archive and be forgotten forever, probably. But there we are. So we just had 2 shoes, 4,175. I think in both of them. One was 34-34, wasn't it? And this one's 29-37 against us. So, you know, I just do not understand why people have a problem with this. But by golly, there are people who will always have a problem with anything. So let's have a look and see how we did this time. It was pretty healthy, I think. I don't think we had to go down very far, did we? Yeah, only 500 at risk there. Well, 500 plus the next bet. Okay. Number 646. Yeah, the model for these Baccarat shoes is just absolutely amazing. I mean, it's just, you know, it's just fantastic. 5525 divided by 29. Yeah, pattern betting will catch on eventually. Some of these things take longer than others, you know. Flash and pizzazz always goes down well with your lowest common denomination. And that's what they are. I mean, you know, sort of people who will watch gambling as entertainment. But they've got to be Trump voters, let's face it. Alexa, 5,525 divided by 29.
5,525 divided by 29 is approximately 190.5172.
That's 191. Alexa, 3,575 divided by 37.
3,575 divided by 37 is approximately 96.6216.
97. Okay, Alexa, what is 191 divided by 97?
191 divided by 97 is approximately 1.9691.
Okay, that's 197%, folks. So, put that in your pipe and smoke it, all you people who say it's impossible to bet in such a way that you win more when you win than you lose when you lose. 197% is fairly rare, but certainly not uncommon. Is rare and uncommon the same thing? Usually it's, I aim for 125%. I often hit higher, considerably. Once in a while it's ludicrous, like 800% or something like that. You know. But anyway, the bigger the challenge, the bigger the mess you get into, the more money that you'll make in the end. That's one of the ironies of this whole sort of setup, you know. I mean, like, you're sort of starting to think, oh shit, you know, what next? And of course, you know, it's like that the last blackjack session that I recorded today. You know, we got to 9,000 down, 10,000 out, and the 10,000 hit a natural, or a natural hit the 10,000, whichever, you know. But obviously that was a huge boost, because I was already about 5,000 ahead at that point on the session, right at the end of the second shoe, because not as in baccarat, I do 2 shoes at a time. And that was a grand finale, which I really enjoyed. And I dedicated that one to the YouTube shills as well, you know, because I really think that they're doing harm, but not as much harm, I think, as that perfect pair lady, who is a real puddinhead when it comes to following the basic strategy, and that's just, oh. Anyway, enough of me wittering. Okay then, folks, so what I'm hoping is that this time the Excel model will allow, or the recorder will allow me to show the Excel model that I use to translate, or sorry, transcribe, copy over, whatever the expression is, the results from Baccarat Win Pro to here, because it's important that everybody who's following pattern betting and trying to understand what is the most easily understandable and the least complicated strategy I can possibly imagine. But anyway, so that they can figure out what's going on. I think there's something wrong up there. It doesn't look quite right, does it? Well, anyway, I'm going to copy this over and then I'll double check it. What I do is I put the bead plate up at the very top at D2, and then I can make sure that that I get things right by putting in 1, 7, 13 and so on and so on, and then I copy it over faithfully to 3, so BB, and then it's tie, and then it's BB, that one was a bitch, wasn't it? And then it's PBT, and then PBB, it's not very friendly, BBP, I think you get the message here, right? Tie B, and then 19 is PBBP, and very often 1P, so to speak, is enough to turn us around, and that's really what the strategy is all about. BP is 25, B, beep, beep, 31 is tie, oh nasty, 2, 3, 4, and then another tie, and then 37 comes in at, oh, didn't I just do that wrong? I did, didn't I? Oh, whoops. I read 37 instead of 31. That can happen. It's called a screw up. So 31 is P, B, P, B. Much better now, isn't it? Beep, beep, and then 37 is tie, B, 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 tie, and then 43 is P, P. I think you get the basic idea here, right? So that there's absolutely no doubt that I'm doing this fairly and accurately and responsibly and well, all the good words that you can think of for the way that I'm doing it. Just think of those and that's it. I'll cover it. 49 is B, B, P, B, B, T, and then 55 comes in at B, P, B, beep, 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 beep. 61 comes in with another couple of P's and a B and a B. I think this was a nasty one, wasn't it? It was unkind to us. It wasn't unkind to us in the sense of because we won 2,200 and something, I think, in the end. But simply 61. Did I get 61 right? Yeah. And then 67 is another P, and then 2 B's, and then a P, and a B, and a P. I was thrown up there because it shows 73, which usually I don't pick up when 73 is blank. But that's okay. Alright, so then what we have to do here is just put a marker in there because I'm going to need that in a minute, and then do the recalc. So 284,300 at the moment, and now we've gone to, yeah, there we go. So we won 2,225, which, as I recall, is exactly what I got before. And you can see the green bars across are turnarounds, and this particular shoe ended with a turnaround, absolutely perfectly. So. Anyway, we go up here now, drop down there, and what I want to do is I want to move that and put it here. One down, actually. There we go. Because one up, oops. Let's get this right. Is 646, which is the number of the last shoe. And then I go up to here and copy this over, and 5404 is the start of the new one. 646. Oh fuck, this bloody wireless keyboard, every so often it just misses. And now I've forgotten what the thing is. 404 it should be. So I need to oh fuck. So many things that interfere with what I'm trying to do on here, you know. It's just help. Okay. 402 02. See what I mean? I just hit another key and it didn't go through. 04. But you know, when I get my super expensive, excellent, brand new, super fast, huge memory computer, I think probably I'm going to have to bite the bullet and go for an Apple, because at least with those things you can get a 16 gigabyte RAM and you can get infinite storage and stuff like that. And of course the cloud is great too. I mean, I do a lot of stuff that goes straight into the cloud. Alright, so what we have here is we had -8 there, which was nasty, very much against us in 70 odd, whatever it is. It was a nasty percentage against us, and yet we won 12% of our total action, which is great. You know, I mean, if you can turn a negative expectation into a positive, then that's got to be a good thing, right? I think everybody can agree with that, even my harshest critics. But when I look at what goes on here, you know, with these YouTube shills, You know, they're pitching this idea that, you know, losing is fun. It's great. It's good for you. And it's the right thing to do as far as the casinos are concerned. You know, they consider that to be our function in life. All right. So, what are we looking at here? I'll move that slightly. Okay, so 5404 is where the new one starts. And it ends at, see, top left there, it tells me 5475 is where I want that to end. So then we do that, and then we come down here. And this is an example of one of the irritations of Excel, one of its definite problems, which needs to be addressed by Microsoft, but probably never will be, is that even though I've copied this over with the formatting from above, it wants me to reformat this. So I've got to reformat the data series, which is a pain in the arse. I have to do it every single time. The green stays, but the red has to be reinstated. And there you have it. That's what the patterns looked like, the ups and downs in the last shoe. I don't bother to put shoe numbers in there because I'm going to put the shoe number to one side in just a sec. What happened there? I went wrong there, didn't I? Okay, so now we go down here. Copy that over and then do the recalc. And we end up with 646 minus 8. And I should have put in there the negative percentage, but I guess it doesn't really matter. And it's minus 8. It's about 12%, so it's about minus 14%. And we managed to turn that around to a 12% hold of our total action, which was decent, you know. But when you go back through all of these, going up, oh, I don't know, just hundreds of, not hundreds of them, but this lot started at 522, I think. Because the thing is that I'm constantly moving forward. These models are constantly evolving. So I end up with smaller samples spread across, you know, multiple tabs. I mean, for instance, here we go and we've got 45,000, and you can see on the right, that's with hopping, and that's hopping at 5. Here we have a huge drop, but mostly, you know, these are outliers, and with statistics what you do is you throw away the outliers. So you throw away the huge wins and you throw away the huge losses. And doing that, you know, you get a more accurate picture of exactly how things are. Here we had only a 7% win, and then we go back up to another one, and here we had 17.6% on 37,958, which goes back to, oh, I don't know what shoe number that is. That's shoe number 1. So, and this is from shoe number 1, and I'll add on the ones from here eventually, but this is the most current, and you go up and up and up, and you see, you know, this is what it looks like. You've got the bead plates on the left hand side, you've got the ups and downs charts, which show you that, you know, here we got another minus, we got minus 7, so the house was 7 bets ahead of us, but we still managed the 13% hold of our total action. And you keep doing that, and you just see more and more that look the same. That was minus 10, and we held 14%. And that was a plus for us. So we won less because we were pressured less. We didn't have to dig as deep. This one minus 6, and we held 18%. Another one that was easy peasy, so we made less money, less profit, but that's fine, you know. But it's pattern betting that saves the day again and again. This was one shoe where we ended up minus 650, and look at this, the very first hand on the next shoe, bang, we're out. You know, we've got the green bar there that says, okay, well done. got out of trouble. There is a little glitch actually in this model which I keep meaning to fix, but it's not very important. Is that here that should not have been an OK there. That should have been the next bet should not have been 25. It should have been 75, and we lost that. But we always come down to in the end, So these, to a turnaround in the end is what I'm trying to say. It doesn't very much matter what the value is. It's just as long as it's a P, as long as it's a win, then we're going to turn around there. And I will fix that, I promise. But what's supposed to happen here is that a plus is supposed to go in there. When there's a 0 against a with an OK above, then it should put a plus in there, which would mean then that would be 50, and then it would do 75, blah blah blah, But just going up for a few more here, -9, and we made 16,450. And the reason that we make a lot more is that I round up every so often. I'll round up, so that we get a little bit more when we finally turn around. I don't do it greedily. I do it in measured stages. And obviously we were getting our asses kicked here, and I mean, this is an outlier. This is the worst, because if you look up here, worst case scenario is that's what WCS means, and this is it here. And we started out with a couple of wins. Yeah, well, that was 100, so that was okay to double that to 200. The next one, not sure why that went to 250. I'll have to look into some of these things, but mostly what I'm concerned with is doing it right in the actual recording of shoes, and I do them in 2 shoe sessions, and I try to make that the most important thing, because that's visual completely there. I do a narration so that every bet is explained. And yet still I get people, I get comments coming in saying, looks like a great strategy, what are the rules? I'm thinking, good grief, people, that was -7, and we made 2,500, we made 2,600, which is 22% of our action. That was +7, so we only made 1,800, and you can see how it goes. If it's against us, we have to fight harder, the bets get higher, so we make more in the end. So that was -5, and we made 13%. That was even, and even is, that just means it wasn't very, very challenging. So we only made 1,200 and something there. Another one there which was too easy. Another one there that was too easy. Mind you, that was pretty good. We still made 2,200. So I guess it must have been tough at one point. Look at this one. I mean, -17. Look at it. Horrible. But we made 13%. I mean, this stuff matters, but it's numbers and it's boring. I mean, lots of people say, well, I can't be bothered with that. I'm just here to have fun. I want the free alcohol. I want the, the excitement of getting my ass kicked because it's such fun. That's how folks are. So, I'm kind of like, -5 and we made 13%. The ones that I really like are the ones that are, -5 and we made 14%. And look at the patterns there. I mean, talk about punishing. Look at it. Follow my little bouncing thingy there. Ba-ting, 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 ba-ting. Sing along with me. But some people just don't want to know. Most people don't want to know. See there, -17. I mean, that's absolutely horrible. Horrible. Yeah, most of these shoes are about 70 rounds. So, are you getting the picture yet? -12, and we look at it. I mean, look at it. Look. Horror story. -10. What was that? There was a lot of red there. Yeah, we went high there. But we're looking at a current bankroll for the for the baccarat sessions at about, I don't know, 800,000, something like that. I mean, I lose from time to time. When I go off the rails completely and say, okay, what would happen if I did so and so? Well, there's no point in me just doing it for just a few hands, like these guys on YouTube do, where they sort of say, well, I'm gonna test this theory where if, you know, he's not gonna beat me 4 in a row. This is Brandon O'Brien, you know, and then he just doesn't follow through, so that he has his one decent win, and he doesn't think, well, I've got a lot more to recover to get out of the hole. He just goes back to the minimum way too soon. But he's, you know, his job is to promote gambling, not to promote winning. That's what it's about, really, with all these guys. Minus 14, for goodness sake, and we came out with a win of 10,650, 15% of our action. You know, I mean, oi, come on. And that of course was one where that went all our way. I mean, you can see that from the patterns, from the ups and downs there. So that was all our way, and we only made 1,300, 1,400. So that was another one, I think, that was sort of like pretty much even Steven, wasn't it? 2. So we made 24%, but not much in terms of money. Minus 8, and we made 11%. And look at this. I mean, look at this. Horrible. Because we had to struggle. We had to get some serious bets in. And there it is. You know, we went all the way up to... Oh, and that's another thing with this thing. Normally, these bets would be rounded up. I just haven't got around to figuring out what the best formula is to round up, so that once you get to 1,000 or 2,000 or whatever, then you go up in 500s, and when you get to 10,000, you go up in thousands and so on. And I can, you know, I mean, I'm pretty sure I know what to do. But it's just, I sort of think to myself, is it really necessary to go through all this sweat? Because this is just a different way of providing graphic proof of the strategy. So, you know, I have some of these jobs I really need to do. I mean, obviously, you're not going to bet 49,225. You know, it's going to be rounded up. And I can do that, but it slows things down a little bit, and it's, you know, it's all doable. Everything is doable on these things. Here's another one, minus 16. Good grief, on a biscuit. That was even in the end, but look at this lot. I mean, some of these things, obviously a real trial that time, because we won 16 grand. But yeah, I will figure out how to tidy these up so that they're in sensible increments. But this is just a representation. But as you can see, the general principle is that if a shoe goes our way, we don't make as much money. If it goes against us, we struggle a bit, but you know, we end up doing very nicely, thank you. All of a sudden, we're getting a run of player shoes here. Oh, there we go, minus 13. Oh, that was an actual loss, but look at this. Here we end the shoe down 11,925. The next bet is 17,600, and we win it. Ba-boom. You know, and this is why I'm constantly saying to you guys, forget shuffles. New shoes, shuffles, burns, cut cards, all smoke and mirrors. It's all crap to distract you from the reality, which is patterns. Patterns are what matter. And you know, so there we had, all right, so we lost 13. So if you add in that first bet out of the new shoe, number 600, we won 17,600. Boom, out of trouble with a profit of 3,525, which of course then unreasonably raised the profit on the next one to 18,800, because we started out with 3,000, you know, 3,000 plus. So that's how it is. But you have to have a bankroll, you have to believe, and you have to be stone cold sober. Minus 7, and yet we only won 1,650. What is that? Did we roll over with nasties? No. Don't know why that was. Oh. It's accurate, I can promise you that. Anyway, we're just doing the little tour here, going back up, and each of the green bars, as I've said many times, each of the green bars is a turnaround, and I will fix that plus problem in a minute. See, the thing is that when I have to put new instructions in, it just increases the size of the file, and then it takes longer to recalc, and it's just, you know, my computer is adequate. It's got like I think it's an 8 gigabyte memory, something like that. But the clock speed is not fast, and it has this nasty habit of just stopping every so often. It just suddenly it freezes up. No notice, no blue screen of death, no nothing. It just goes, I'm not doing any more. And of course, because I've got all these things set up on autosave, I don't lose much. But each time it does that, and that's minus 21. Look at that. I mean, look at it. It's absolutely horrible. But because we turn around quickly, we can turn around, you know, I mean, look, you know, if you look at this particular shoe, go to the top, and how many one-win turnarounds do we see? One there, one there, one there, one there. That's misleading because it's the problem there with the, you know, that should have been a plus in there, so, you know. But we would have still come out with a win in the end. It would have just raised these bets here. But look, I mean, this is just hell. But each time, one-win turnarounds. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah. But I like the conditional colouring and all the rest of it, because it just visually it just shows you how effective this strategy is. That was a -2, but look at this. That's just nasty. But then again, that there is rather pleasant, isn't it? So there you have it. Must be getting close to the top now. Yeah, this goes back to 500 something or other. Oh, pardon me. I'll just go to the top now, I think. Because that's what the chart looks like, and you can see, you know, these are outliers here. There's one there, and one there, one there, one there, one there, one there. But most of the time, it's pretty decent. And we're at, right now, we're at 646, so that's plus... Go down to the bottom, plus 225, and this is plus, down to the bottom again, and then up. So we go back to the top and we hit the recalc button, and we've got 73 winners, 2 losers. Excuse me, so sorry about that. I might even stop at 647. I don't know. Oh, I probably won't, because I really am enjoying myself. But this should give you a good idea of how this whole thing works. We've got a hold of 14.6%. Our average bet is 360. Average win overall is 463. Average loss overall is 336. So that's 138%, meaning that we win more when we win than we lose when we lose, which is the whole point of the strategy in the first place. On the far left there, it tells you 572 is the shoe that we're looking at right now. And the last in the line, is 646. So that's what, 28, 68, 74. Well, we know that already. 74 altogether. 75. 73 winners and 2 losers, and one of the losers was just 650, so we rolled over to the next one and bang, you know, we got our money back. The one big loser was number 599, 11,000, nearly 12,000, and then bang, we go straight into number 600 and we get it all back. So, with a huge profit. So that's how it works. But boy, trying to get people to just think instead of be like Brandon or Matt or oh God, bloody hell, that guy Cody Burnett, and he throws money around. You know, he gives money away to strangers, which is very touching. But they're just going to lose it all anyway. Mr. Handpay, Jason Bulkey, does the same thing. I think it's rather condescending myself. I just don't think that's the right thing to do. I think far more sensible to find a way to give money to the victims of gambling, the wives and children who get screwed and don't even get to place a bet. So there we are.
This is a reminder. Drink water.
Drink water again? Damn it! Now I'm going to go down for my second cup of coffee. Alexa, stop. Do be quiet. All right, folks, that's me done again for a little bit. I'll catch you next time. Bye.